Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's MargaretGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday Morning Mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Got a brand new coffee mug, courtesy of viewer Barry Bedford. Barry, thank you very, very much. Hang on, got to get that morning sip. 1 minute. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, we are using this morning Magnolia Press Coffee Pecan. This comes out of Waco, Texas. We're using a Texas-based coffee because Barry very kindly sent along a Buc-ee's coffee mug all the way from Texas. Check it out. Isn't that fantastic? Look at that. That is absolutely marvelous. Love this coffee mug. And he sent along a letter with the coffee mug. Greetings, Mark. I am not sure if you have ever had the pleasure of visiting one of the greatest contributions Texas has given to the United States, Buc-ee's convenience store. Buc-ee's is more like the super Walmart of gas stations. You can pull in, spend 10 minutes fueling your vehicle, another 5 minutes using the most spotless restrooms ever seen, and then lose yourself for hours shopping all of the multitude of sundries and food this place has to offer. From 12 kinds of beef jerky to barbecue to fresh in-house homemade fudge and pastries. Then over to pick up some clothing and dog toys, a cast iron skillet and a set of stained glass wine glasses. And even, check this out, Parasso shave soap and accessories. Most items are Texas themed, of course. And then there is Buc-ee himself right there on the coffee mug. How about that? The ambassador of Texas. At least that's what I call him. This flat-tailed buck-toothed furry critter is their mascot. I wanted you to have a coffee mug with the ambassador of Texas on it. I hope you enjoy it. Find your peace in what and where you can. Barry Bedford, A Texan Shaves. That's Barry's channel, and we did a guest appearance this past Christmas during his Advent calendar reviews, and that was great. It was great to make a guest appearance on his channel during one of the Advent shaves, and we will link that below so you can check it out. We'll also link his channel. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful coffee mug featuring Buc-ee, I guess you could say the official mascot of Texas. Absolutely fantastic. And as a matter of fact, viewer Beth Jones and her husband Jim did send us a Buc-ee's t-shirt there. Your fellow Texans down there, Barry. And there's the Buc-ee's t-shirt that they sent a while back. And here it is on the back there. And we have worn this during a Monday Morning Mailbag during the spring and summer months when it gets a little warmer. Absolutely fantastic. And that was our introduction to Buc-ee. And I really appreciate the additional information regarding Buc-ee's. It's fantastic. I also got a Buc-ee's shopping bag right here, too. I got a couple of these. These were also in the package that Barry sent along. Boy, this is absolutely fantastic. Oh, Barry also sent along some really, really neat swag from A Texan Shaves. Sent along these decals. Lone Star, A Texan Shaves right there. Check that out. And also his logo right there. How about that? And then another one right here. Texan Shaves, Menthol Abatement and Disposal, 1971. Check that out. And he also sent along a really, really neat soap scoop right here. Lone Star, A Texan Shaves. Oh, man, isn't that nice right there? We'll give you a close-up on that logo there. Try not to reflect it too much. How about that? Absolutely fantastic. And coincidentally, it's really neat that we have Buc-ee here because, Buc-ee is related to, I guess you could say, Punxsutawney Phil in Pennsylvania, the groundhog. It was Groundhog Day on Sunday. We also have our Groundhog Day here in Ohio, Buckeye Chuck, and we'll give you the results of what they determined below in the description, whether or not we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter or an early spring. So, kind of neat that Buc-ee is kind of related to the groundhog. I love that. Thank you very much for the mug, Barry. Really, really do appreciate it. Also, Chinese New Year. I want to wish Happy New Year to all those who are celebrating the Chinese New Year. What else we got going on? probably in a couple of more weeks. I think it's the third week in February. Pitchers and catchers, they report to spring training. So that's a sure sign that spring is around the corner. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Barry. This is really, really delightful. And as we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug, let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Yes, absolutely. One more sip. My gosh, that's a wonderful, wonderful coffee. Thanks to Beth and Jim Jones again for the Magnolia Press Coffee Pecan. And again, a big thank you to Barry Bedford for the Buc-ee's coffee mug. Hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute this morning, thanks very much for the lift. Really, really do appreciate it. If you're tuning into the podcast and listening via any of those platforms like iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, that sort of thing, thanks very, very much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. We got a great show for you. Last week, the show was almost an hour and a half. I think it was like an hour and 28 minutes. We had a lot of material. This week, we're going to try to move things along because I had a major crash on this computer system. This computer system is a real workhorse. And a couple days ago, it froze up and I could not get this thing rebooted. And I contacted a technician who had worked on it about a year ago. They did some warranty work and put in a new piece of hardware. And we went through a couple of troubleshooting things. And then I went about reinstalling the operating system. And during that reinstallation, it froze up. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose all my data. I'm going to lose everything. Even though I opted just to save my personal files and reinstall the operating system. And after waiting about 4 hours, this thing, I mean, it just no progress at all. I had to shut it down. This was at the office. I came home because it is my most favorite laptop where I do everything on it. And when I got home, I powered it up, turned it on, and then all of a sudden in the background, it started doing things. And all of a sudden it said, undoing changes. And then the screen went black, and then undoing changes, it lit up again, undoing changes, and then undoing changes again, and then Windows came right up. I couldn't believe it. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to move things along here because I do not want this to freeze up again. I'm thinking maybe an update about maybe 2 weeks ago did something, and maybe that was uninstalled, and maybe the folks at Microsoft said, that's not a good update, so we're going to pull that out and go back to what it was before. So I'm going to move things along today. So I hope you understand. So if you had something that I told you was scheduled for this week, I might hold it for the following week just to get through this show this morning. So thanks for your patience and your understanding on that. So yeah, but we do have a great show for you this morning. I'm just going to try to move things along. So thanks very, very much for tuning in this morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Let's get the show kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. This morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Jeff Palmer, and he writes, "Hey Mark, I just wanted to share what I did for a razor blade holder. Attached is a picture of it. Mine is a 3D printed piece of pegboard, 4 holes wide and 5 tall. I got the pegboard file from Thingiverse and ended up adjusting it to the size I wanted. I ended up making some pegs to superglue magnets onto it. Each magnet is 15 millimeters wide. The colors are just what extra filament I had on hand at the time. I attached it to the wall using command adhesive strips. Basically, each hole represents a day. The number of holes from the bottom are the number of shaves. You can keep track of 4 blades at a time, up to 5 shaves each. The holes just happen to be spaced a little over 1 blade apart. So far, there hasn't been any issues putting on and removing blades or moving pegs. Technically, I never go over 5 shaves on a blade, so the top row of holes really isn't needed. I would say you could rotate it 90 degrees and make an extra peg and get 5 blades for 4 shaves instead if you wanted. Personally, I never seem to get over 3 blades in use at one time. Usually, each blade represents a razor I am using at the time. Looking forward to the next 3MB. Thanks for all you do. Jeff Palmer. Jeff, that's an absolutely fantastic shaving tip, and he provided a link to the file on Thingiverse if you're interested in downloading this file and creating and making your own 3D printed razor blade pegboard holder. Absolutely fantastic. Jeff, thank you very, very much for this. An absolutely fantastic shaving tip, and one I know viewers out there will really appreciate it, because we've been talking about using magnets and using these magnets to track razor blade use, that sort of thing, and this is another great variation on that. So Jeff, thanks again very, very much. And to say thank you, for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and if I use it here on the Viewer Morning Shaving Tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Jeff, thanks again for a really, really terrific shaving tip and the link to that file. Really do appreciate it. Well, this morning we have a Shave Den visit, and it comes from Jim from Northfield, who writes, "Hey Mark, do I have an incredible deal I just acquired? This is a 6 razor lot I purchased off eBay. From left to right, these are as follows: the original Plow 3-piece, the Vanderhagen Twist to Open, the Vikings Blade Chieftain, the Supply SE razor with full blade dispenser, the King Hood Ladies 3-piece, the McCurr 34C, and the McCurr 15C. I bought all these for a fantastic price of only $22.35 total cost. That's less than $4 a razor. As always, right place, right time. Have a great week. Jim from Northfield. Wow, that's an absolutely fantastic deal and some great new acquisitions for your shave den. Folks, again, Jim proves time and time again that if you're patient, you do a little research, and you look around, you're going to come across some great deals on these wonderful safety razors, vintage and new likewise. Oh, absolutely fantastic, Jim. Thanks so much for sharing these great razors that you've added to your shave den. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, a big thank you again to Barry Bedford for very kindly sending along the Bucky's coffee mug featuring Bucky himself right there, the unofficial Texas ambassador or official Texas ambassador, however you want to look at it. And between the coffee mug from Barry and the t-shirt from Jim and Beth Jones, I think I'm an honorary citizen of Texas. How do I petition to get that officially stamped on a piece of paper or a plaque or something like that? An honorary citizen of Texas. I would love to have that. I have some good friends in Texas. Well, I got Beth and Jim and of course Barry, but I also have some other connections to Texas. My late friend Wes, who is a really wonderful cartoonist. I still stay in touch with his Aunt Edith and his Aunt Martha, and they're down in Texas. So I do have, I guess you could say, extended family connections to Texas. So yeah, maybe I am an honorary son of Texas. Yeah. And again, a big thank you to Barry for the Bucky's coffee mug, which reminds us we now have the George official Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mugs in our George Toon Shaving storefront. So make sure you get up there and check these out. We'll have a link below where you can get this mug and some other designs. And some viewers out there already acquired their mugs, and they sent in photos. Here we have Bill and Connie Murphy enjoying their morning coffee with the George coffee mugs, the Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug and the 30 Degrees coffee mug. And they're set up there with their Keurig machine, their coffee maker. How about that? Thank you very much to Bill and Connie Murphy for sending that along. Bob LaRoe is enjoying his morning coffee with a George Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug. Bob, thanks very much for tuning in with that mug. Really do appreciate that. James Sefton, our friend James Sefton, who sent along a really terrific hat. He has his George Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug and enjoying the show with his Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug. Thanks very much for that, James. Really do appreciate that. And Larry Sablotny. Larry Sablotny is enjoying his morning coffee in the George Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug, and also showing us where he brews his coffee for the Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug. So my thanks to Bill and Connie Murphy, Bob LaRoe, James Sefton, and Larry Sablotny for sending along those photos. And if you out there have a George mug, a Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug, 30 Degrees coffee mug, or any of the other coffee mugs that we have in the George Toon Shaving storefront, snap a picture, send it in. We'll share it with all the viewers out there. Folks, thanks again for sending in the photos, and so glad you're enjoying those Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mugs. Thanks again very much. Well, here's another reminder, and thanks to Abene Samant for the original heads up on this. The Maggard Meetup is scheduled for April 26th, 2025 from 12 noon to 5 p.m. Tickets go on sale this Friday, February 7th at 11 a.m. So those tickets are going to be $35 each. And again, the Maggard Meetup, well, they say here, Maggard Razors is hosting our 8th annual wet shaving meetup on April 26, 2025 from 12 noon to 5 p.m. at 124 South Winter Street in Adrian, Michigan, 49221. Again, tickets are $35 each. They go on sale at 11 a.m. on February 7th, 2025. That's this Friday. Get up there, get a ticket. I'm going to get one. I hope to see you there. Well, this morning we have a giveaway update. We heard from our other prize winner, and that would be JR1430, also known as Jay Robinson. And he won this particular brush handle right here. And he sent an email to claim it. And he writes, "Hey, Mark, first of all, I have to say thank you very much. And then a big woohoo! I was shaving while watching the 3MB and heard you said I was a winner. Thank you again." And then he provided his shipping address. Also, a big thanks to Chris for the opportunity to own an amazing shave brush handle. I cannot wait to put a knot in it and use it. Thank you both again, and keep up the great work with 3MB. And I will see you again next Monday. So I just want to let everyone know that this brush handle was claimed by our winner, Jay Robinson, and we're going to get this shipped off to him. This is the CB Brushworks that Chris Bodrab very, very kindly sent along to the channel. So my thanks again to Chris for sponsoring the giveaway. And Jay Robinson has claimed his brush handle, his artisan handmade brush handle prize in the giveaway, and we'll get this shipped to him in the next day or so. So thanks again for contacting us, Jay. Really do appreciate it. Congratulations. And again, thanks to Chris Bodrab for sponsoring a really, really wonderful giveaway. Really do appreciate it. Well, here's another reminder that this channel now offers AutoDub technology, courtesy of YouTube and Google. This means that you can listen to the Monday Morning Mailbag or any of the videos on this channel in Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French in real time on the fly. Just go to the lower right of the video screen, hit that little gear, a menu will pop up, and all you have to do is select the language that you prefer: Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. And this video, the Monday Morning Mailbag or any of the videos, will be translated into those languages in real time on the fly. Pretty neat. Give it a try. Viewer Andrew Hill passed this along, and he wrote, "Wanted to mention another member of our shave community passed away. Double Y had his own channel, and he passed away recently. Condolences to his family." Now, Andrew also added, "I liked watching Double Y, a very nice man. His reviews were very informative." Yeah, we'll link his channel below. It's very, very sad news to hear of his passing. I watched many of his videos recently. Really, really very, very well done. And he will be terribly, terribly missed. It seemed like his channel was put together so very, very well. Very, 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 very talented, and some great informative videos up there. So in his remembrance, we will link his channel below. And my thanks to Andrew Hill for the mention of Double Y's passing. Very, very sorry to hear it. Our deepest sympathy and condolences go out to his family. And here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and now iHeartRadio. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on 1 minute. That's terrific. Again, Magnolia Press Coffee, pecan. Thanks to Jim and Beth Jones for this, all the way from Waco, Texas. And again, we're using it because it's a Texas coffee in a Texas-sized Buc-ee's mug. Check that out. That's got to be more than 15 ounces. I mean, look at that one. And here's my 15-ounce mug of the Monday Morning Mailbag next to it here. And you can see, yeah, I think it's a larger diameter too. Oops. Larger diameter. And I'm almost pouring it on my keyboard here. Look out. Hey. All right, we got to have a paper towel over here at the handy. All right, at the ready. Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, oh my gosh. Windows will probably hold up. I'll probably short out my keyboard this morning. But thanks again to Barry Bedford for the Buc-ee's coffee mug. Let's get to some of these refill comments before this whole system crashes down around me. This comes from Dan Blackshear. Thanks for the info, and my commitment not to buy any more shave gear lasted 1 week. I had to get a 6S. With shipping, the matte finish was only $56, and that includes shipping again. Thanks for all you do. Well, this was a heads up that Tyler Fike gave us. We mentioned it on last week's Second Cup. There's a website out there, an online store that's called Gold Palm Accessories, and they are also available via the Shop app. And you know what? They had you could save like $75 on a Rockwell 6S. So Dan, when you get it, let us know how you like it. Let us know if it was worth the price and that sort of thing, because a 6S for $56, man, with the shipping, that's impressive. And again, a big thank you to Tyler Fike for the heads up on that. Tyler also got a Rockwell razor, and Tyler, please let us know how it works out for you. This is regarding the expression I use all the time, price point. This comes from James Sefton. Hey, Mark, I always laugh when you say a good price point, because years ago, one of my uncles was tighter than the bark on a beech tree, and he would never say cheaper. He would say less expensive. He was a heck of a good guy, but closer than 2 coats of paint, and I miss him a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I think we all have an uncle in our family who really knew how to conserve a dollar or two. Let's put it to you that way. Bart Buzz wrote, Mark, I went back to your Monday Morning Mailbag archives to check what shaving tip I sent on February 15th, 2021. It had to do with how I loaded my brush to bow lather. In that video, you highlighted the Phoenix Shaving Travel Scuttle. That reminded me of our discussion about that scuttle. I actually used it this morning and enjoyed a nice warm lather. However, I have to say that I probably use my Captain's Choice copper bowl just as often as the Phoenix Shaving Scuttle. That copper bowl really retains the heat, and after I whip up a lather, I simply place the bowl in my sink of hot water to keep the lather warm. And that in itself is a great tip, Bart. Thank you very, very much for that. I just wanted to pass that along because I forgot that I promised to give you feedback on the Phoenix Shaving Travel Scuttle. Better late than never, Bart. Well, no, that's great feedback, Bart. Thank you very, very much. You got a couple of great scuttles there, and I am so honored and flattered that you have that George sketch for a shaving tip since February 15th, 2021. Thank you very, very much for that. I am very, very flattered by that. Indie Shaver says, congratulations on the 3MB merchandise. Super cool. I'll be ordering a mug soon. Hey, Indie Shaver, thanks very, very much. Yeah, Monday Morning Mailbag, as well as some other mugs that are up there. And boy, these came out really, really well. They came out really, really nice. And of course, Monday Morning Mailbag here on the front and on the back. A good hot coffee, a trusty mug, let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen, right there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just they look great, and I'm so pleased with how they came out. So when you get yours, Indie Shaver, or when you get your 2 or 3 or how many you order, please snap a couple of photos and we'll share it here on the Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks again for that. Really, really do appreciate it. Matthew Hall, 8790. Oh, this is a comment regarding alum blocks. And this was, I think this was a while ago. This was a video review that we did. We talked about alum blocks, and he wrote, I picked up the Razor Rock from Razor Emporium when I was getting a razor and brush stand and a pre-shave bar. The pre-shave and the alum block are game changers for me. Matthew, that's great to hear. The alum block was a game changer for me. I remember when I first started my wet shaving journey, I went to a local mall, Beechwood Mall, and they had an art of shaving store in the mall. And I was just getting started. I was just getting started with the traditional wet shave, just starting to learn about all this great shaving gear. This was before I even knew anything about Tabak or artisan shave soaps or anything like that. And the sales girl there was very, very knowledgeable. She even demonstrated the shaving soap to me, and she really was able to work up a wonderful lather. And anyhow, I bought a bunch of stuff, and one of the items I bought was an alum block, and I set it aside, and I didn't bother using it. And of course, as I started learning the traditional wet shave, then eventually I thought, well, let's try that alum block. And wow, what a game changer it was for my traditional shave. I really gave me the feedback to help me understand, how my shaving technique went. If I was if I was pressing too hard, if I was doing too many passes, if I was getting a little too much irritation because of poor technique, too aggressive a razor, whatever it is. Boy, that alum block really told the tale, and it was absolutely a game changer for me. So to any new wet shaver out there, pick up an alum block. You can find them anywhere. Phoenix Shaving has a really good price point on them. Price point. Phoenix Shaving has a really good alum block on a nice price point. You can get them at Razor Emporium. You can get them online from Amazon, but get one. After your shave, rinse it under cold water, rub it around your face, see what kind of feedback you get. If it's nice and smooth and cool and you've got a nice finish to your shave, then your technique was right, was spot on. Then if you want to, after waiting 30 or 4 seconds, you can rinse it off or you can leave it on. Depending on your skin type, some folks like to rinse it off because it might over dry the skin. Myself, I like to leave it on and then follow up with some witch hazel and some splash and maybe even a little bit of balm. So glad to hear that, Matthew, that the alum block, game changer for you as it was for me and many other wet shavers out there. And that wraps up this week's refill comments. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Well, this past Friday, we reviewed a brand new shave soap from Phoenix Shaving, and it kicks off a brand new collection of shave soaps and scents from Phoenix Shaving, all part of the Doppelganger Continuum collection, a new exciting series for 2025. This one is number 1 right here, and boy, is this a fantastic scent. So here's the whole gist of it. They're going to be releasing a new shave soap scent every so often in 2025, and you can collect each one. They're going to be available for a limited time, but by the time they're done releasing all of these new shave soaps and scents, you're going to have a great collection of shaving soaps and scents in their Doppelganger Continuum collection. Yeah, this is absolutely a fantastic way of doing it. And as they write here, if you regularly pick up each new drop, by the time we're finished, I promise you will have an impressive assembly of some of the most exciting and sought after fine fragrances only known before to serious frag heads. We also will include historical notes and info on each fragrance, giving you a little bit of a fine fragrance education. Yeah, that's fantastic. And this number one, get all the history there, all the information behind it. Let me give you the scent notes of this Doppelganger Continuum number one. This is an homage to Chanel Kier de Russie. The top notes are bergamot, citrus, and neroli. The middle notes are rose, carnation, iris, cedar, jasmine, and lang lang. The bottom notes are amber, leather, musk, tobacco, birch, vetiver, and vanilla. Here's a little bit of background on it. In 1920, Coco Chanel was introduced to Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich, first cousin to Tsar Nicholas II and conspirator in the murder of Rasputin. The pair met in Biarritz, France, and had a short but intense love affair, which served as the inspiration for Kier de Russie. Her desire for this fragrance was to capture the essence of her affair with the Grand Duke by recreating the atmosphere of their apartment in Paris. Kier de Russie was first blended in 1924 by Ernest Beau and unleashed upon the world in 1927. Yeah, so we'll have links to this one. This is a fabulous scent. And when they released it, it appealed to women. I mean, it was for women, but men really liked it a lot. So it became a bestseller for them, for both men and women. And this is absolutely marvelous, absolutely marvelous. Check out that art once more. Absolutely fantastic. I said it kind of had Star Trek Dune kind of vibes for me. And absolutely fantastic. And here's the aftershave splash. Doug, Fran, Huxley, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving very kindly sent along the aftershave splash. And also the packaging on the aftershave splash, the box, is that artwork kind of wrapped around. Isn't that amazing? That's really nice. Yeah, so some top shelf shave soaps and scents from Phoenix Shaving. Number one kicks it off. And by the time you collect all of them, you'll have a wonderful collection of some terrific scents from days gone by, brought back to the 21st century by Doug, Fran, Huxley, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving. My thanks to Doug, Fran, Huxley, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving for very kindly sending this one along to the channel and allowing me to share it with all the viewers. Check out our review. It ran this past Friday. Doppelganger Continuum number one, an homage to Chanel Kier de Russie. We'll have links below. Hey, viewer Stephen Colbert writes, "Hi, Mark. One of the issues I've had, and I'm sure others have had, is where and how to store my shave soaps. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say most of us own more than one or two tubs. I've tried storing them in bins, but it's hard to know exactly where a soap is when I'm looking for it. And just stacking them on a shelf, which is a pain when the soap you want is at the bottom of a pile. In any case, I found these containers at Target, also available at Target online for just $5.99. They store 7 soaps easily, are transparent, come with a lid, and are stackable. Using these has really helped in organizing my collection, and I can see exactly where the soap I want is since they're transparent. An added bonus is they have a lid, so I don't have to worry about dust. Anyway, I just thought I'd pass this along. Steve Colbert." Steve, thanks very much for this. An absolutely great item for us to have in our shave den to help organize our shave soap collections, because you're right, most of us have more than one or two. Absolutely. We'll get a link for this at the Target online store, or if you have a Target in your neighborhood, check it out. You see what they look like here in the photos. Thanks very much to Stephen for sending that along. And let us know if you get any of these and how they work for you. Steve, thanks again very much. Viewer Bob LaRoe sent along this review, and he writes, "Mark, I received a unique shave bowl and soap via the Amazon Vine program, and here's my review. Burn the Ships is a quality artisan shave soap from Vintage Grooming with a complex, earthy scent comprised of Himalayan cedar, vetiver, grapefruit, frankincense, myrrh, lavender, cassia, and clove. It lathers up easily and gives a smooth shave, whether you're using a badger, boar, or synthetic brush. The artwork on the container is superb. The shaving bowl is a realistic skull, very heavy, and has the Vintage Grooming raised logo inside that provides necessary friction for working up a lather. The problem is the opening is not wide enough to whip up a lather. Most shave bowls are considerably wider. This bowl would work better as a scuttle to hold a hard shave soap puck. It is just the right size for that. Being a fan of British naval fiction, this appeals to me, and it is not a novelty item. Some serious creative thought went into this creative combination, and he also provides the Amazon link, and we'll provide that below. Bob, thanks again for a terrific review of two great shaving items that anyone would like to check out and maybe add to their shave den. Thanks again, Bob. Really do appreciate it. Well, viewer Beth Jones very kindly and generously sent along to the channel an absolutely spectacular and beautiful razor. Absolutely wonderful. Here it is right here, folks. Here it is, the Henson right here. Their newer design that you've probably seen for the last year or so. Here it is in a beautiful copper anodized color. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely fantastic. We're gonna get a shave and review done on this one. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful razor. And there are some improvements to this razor over the original. Now I have the original right here, and I liked it a lot, but they did modify it and upgrade it, so to speak. Both of these are mild, the mild version. So thanks very much to Beth Jones for sending along a mild version, because I found that their medium version, a little too much. I mean, it's okay, but the mild is definitely a daily driver for me. Now, one of the biggest changes they've done here is the corners have been beveled back. See that? They've kind of knocked those corners back on the base plate and rounded them off a little bit, whereas on the older one, it's just it's pointed, see how it's pointed like that? These are nicely rounded off. They have a nice round edge to them. Isn't that nice? Now, the handle has also been improved. The handle is much more grippy. They have some nice channels cut into the handle, but they also have some nice knurling rings that really, really improve the grip. I mean, it was the first thing I noticed when I pulled it out of the box. Just a really, really nice feel, whereas the original one just happens to have some rings, and the knurling it's not as deep. There are some knurled rings here, but it's not as deep. It's not as grippy. It's nice, but this definitely has a superior grip, this new one, this copper version. And the copper color is just absolutely gorgeous. I love this color. It's absolutely beautiful. The other thing that they improved here are the lathering channels. Let me show you the original one here in red that I have here. This is the mild version again. Now the lathering channel, okay, on the base plate, you can see it's got that cross beam there. See that? That cross beam? Hey, let me show it to you like that. That cross beam right there. Yeah, I got to clean that out a little bit in the lather channels. Yeah, it's got that cross beam in there. Well, the lathering channels on the newer one are completely open all the way across. Absolutely no cross beam there at all. So that is going to move the lather through much more efficiently because that cross beam isn't there. Let me show it to you this way. Maybe you can see it there. See? No cross beam there at all. Okay? Yeah, really, really a nice improvement. So it should do an even better job of moving the lather out of the way and keeping that blade path clear so that you can get a few more swipes before rinsing. Again, a great feel. A beautiful, beautiful aluminum razor with just a beautiful anodized finish. Fit and finish on this, just absolutely beautiful. Of course, like the original, it has that thrust bearing there in the base plate, so you don't have to worry about an O-ring. Boy, these razors are just wonderful, and I'm really looking forward to shaving with this one and comparing it to the original because Beth had said in her correspondence to me that she thought that perhaps this newer version had a little more blade feel than the original. So we're gonna have a shave with this this newer copper version here, and we'll let you know if it does happen to have a little more blade feel than the original one. But boy, oh boy, just a beautiful, beautiful razor. Love, love, love this copper color. Just absolutely beautiful. And of course, the Henson logo is cut into the neck right there. Absolutely beautiful. It was also carved into the original one here. But again, I think the engraving on the newer handle, the newer version on the handle, is a little deeper and a little more prominent. You can see it a little more easily. And of course, the color might have something to do with that too. But boy, definitely a beautiful, beautiful razor with some really, really nice improvements to it. Absolutely love the improvements that they've put into this razor. This is the Henson mild version in copper. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to get a review done on this ASAP. And my thanks to Beth Jones for very, very kindly and generously sending this one along to the channel and allowing me to share with all the viewers. Boy, oh boy, if you've never used a Henson, this is a great razor to have, especially if you're a beginner wet shaver. That angle built into the razor head right there, that allows you to find the perfect shaving angle every single time. Now, it is aluminum, it is a little more lightweight, and we like to say 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen, meaning the weight of the razor. This razor, based on my experience with the original, that razor head does all the work. So don't let the lighter weight fool you. It really is a beautifully, beautifully smooth and efficient razor. And we're going to compare this newer version with the original one. So once again, my thanks to Beth Jones for very kindly sending this one along to the channel. We're going to get a review done. I'm really looking forward to it. The newer version of the Henson, will have links below where you can get your very own. Love these improvements. Strikingly good looking. And if you can't decide on a color, Beth Jones was absolutely spot on. This copper is just gorgeous. So that's the Henson Razor, the newer version. Beth, thanks again very, very much. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. Well, are you planning a trip to Las Vegas? Well, if you are, make plans to get a straight razor shave at the Bellagio. Greg Pesante just returned from Las Vegas, and here's what he had to say of the experience. First and foremost, I do not think I have ever had a closer shave than this straight edge experience at the Bellagio. My face was BBS times 10, no joke, and I felt marvelous. The cold towel is calming and soothing on another level. But here's a better description from Frank's Gentleman, and trust me when I tell you, it's spot on. Now, I'll share that description with you in just a moment. He continues here. If you ever make it there, you simply must get a shave, but also eat at the Wynn Buffet. Opulent doesn't even begin to describe how wonderful it is. Wow, well, that's something else to consider. Sounds absolutely marvelous. And here is that description of the cold towel and its benefits. The cold towel has a few benefits. First, it closes the pores that were opened by the hot towel. Second, it soothes the skin that was just shaved. Finally, it gives you a nice, refreshing feeling that leaves you looking and feeling your best. So that's kind of the whole post-shave routine at the Bellagio. After you get a straight razor shave, they finish it up with a nice cold towel that really refreshes, closes the pores, and really finishes things off for a really, really beautiful, beautiful, smooth BBS times 10 shave, as Greg described here. He also added this. It's Chinese New Year season, so here are a few photos from the Bellagio and Aria resorts. Have a blessed week, Mark. He also took in a show by Shania Twain and sent in one of those photos as well. Sounds like you had an absolutely spectacular time. So there you go, folks. If you're in Las Vegas, make plans to visit the Bellagio and get a wonderful straight razor shave, finishing up with a beautiful cold towel. Greg, thanks again for passing this along, and also the Wynn Buffet. Check that out, too. Greg, thanks very, very much for sharing that with all the viewers. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Anthony Ferrulli sent this along, and we've been talking about Dickinson's Witch Hazel. Listen to this. Mark, big fan of the channel. I use this witch hazel, well, it's Dickinson's. I added 10 drops of peppermint essential oil, 10 drops of lemon essential oil, and approximately 3 drops of tea tree essential oil. Makes an amazing aftershave. How about that, folks? There you go, a great recipe for a homemade aftershave, courtesy of Anthony Ferrulli. Get this Dickinson's Witch Hazel that you see pictured on the screen. Add 10 drops of peppermint essential oil, 10 drops of lemon essential oil, and approximately 3 drops of tea tree essential oil, and you've got an amazing aftershave. Anthony, thanks very much for sending this along to the channel. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/Mark080, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the 2 cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video, or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.